So, Fresno County. It feels like it's on the brink of a major transformation, right? After a year packed with development, the region is carrying some serious momentum forward. In this explainer, we're going to break down the key economic and housing trends that are really set to shape the entire region in 2026. And all of this brings us to the big question. Is Fresno County on the verge of a full-blown housing boom? We're going to explore all the key forces at play here, from the massive push for affordable housing to the powerful, undeniable pull of coastal migration. Okay, let's dive right in. We'll start with the big picture outlook for 2026, then we'll get into the specifics of building for affordability. After that, we'll talk about migration pressures, get the business perspective from Clovis, and wrap it up with the major challenges on the horizon. All right, first up, the big picture for 2026. The stage is absolutely set for a busy year in a region that's, well, it's already in motion. Think about it. 2025 really laid all the groundwork. We saw major groundbreakings for both industrial warehouses and brand new housing communities. And that powerful momentum, it's rolling right into the new year, setting the stage for some pretty significant growth.
But, with all this growth comes a really crucial question. So let's turn to affordability and the incredible push we're seeing from Fresno housing.
And what's the actual result of this push? Well, check out this number, nearly 300. That's how many new or rehabilitated affordable housing units are slated for 2026. That is a serious commitment to tackling the region's housing crunch head-on.
And look, these aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. These are real projects that are going to provide homes for hundreds of families. You've got the Mosaic in the Mural District, Davu Village over by the Chaffee Zoo. Each and every one of these is a tangible step forward. And the strategy here is absolutely key. As the CEO Tyrone Roderick Williams puts it, the goal isn't just to build anywhere and everywhere. No, it's about intentionally integrating affordable housing into higher income areas to create more economically diverse and healthy neighborhoods.
But let's be real, it's not all smooth sailing. Developers are facing what's basically a perfect storm of challenges. Construction costs that go up and down, tariffs, rising interest rates, and lower pricing for the tax credits they rely on. It's a constant, tricky balancing act to make these vital projects even pencil out.
Now, all these challenges for affordable housing are happening inside a much larger context. So let's shift gears and look at the broader market, where honestly, the dominant force at play is the constant influx of people from the coast.
And wow, this chart just says it all, doesn't it? The median home price for California is over $900,000. But here in the Central Valley, it's less than half of that. That enormous affordability gap is like a powerful magnet, just pulling families inland who are searching for a more affordable life. This influx creates a really stark divide in the housing market. On one hand, you've got buyers from the coast coming in with a ton of home equity, which gives them a huge leg up. And on the other hand, you have local families facing just intense competition for those crucial entry-level homes.
And there's another factor tightening the screws on the market, something called the lock-in effect. Basically, anyone who got one of those super low pandemic-era mortgage rates is, well, they're not moving. They're reluctant to sell, which keeps existing homes off the market and makes that inventory shortage even worse for everyone else.
Of course, a tight housing market doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? It impacts the entire regional economy. So let's zoom out a bit and get the perspective of the business community over in Clovis.
The folks at the Clovis Chamber of Commerce are feeling cautiously optimistic about 2026. What they're really hoping for is a more stable, predictable economic environment. The idea is that more certainty will give both consumers and businesses the confidence they need to spend money and invest in new projects. A really key part of their strategy is this focus on local control. As CEO Greg Newman says, the feeling is that decisions impacting Clovis should be made in Clovis, not dictated by mandates coming out of Sacramento.
So this brings us to our final section, where all these different threads, affordable housing, market pressures, the business climate, they all come together. Let's look at the key challenges that are ultimately going to shape the future of growth for the whole region.
And this is a potential game changer. 45,000. That's the staggering number of new homes that could potentially be built in Fresno's proposed Southeast Development Area, also known as SEDA. But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. The SEDA project is far from a done deal. It's facing major opposition on both environmental and financial grounds, and honestly, its fate is the single biggest question mark hanging over Fresno's entire long-term housing supply. So, that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it?
With this dedicated push for affordable housing running smack up against the relentless pressure of coastal migration, and with a massive development plan hanging in the balance, the answer to whether Fresno can actually build a future that's affordable for everyone, well, that's what's going to define the next chapter for the entire county.